Two men have been arrested after multiple people were stabbed on a passenger train in England.
In the age of social media, connections can be instant, friendships can be formed in seconds, and strangers can feel closer than neighbors. But what if these connections became a tool for manipulation, greed, and murder? Tonight, we uncover the chilling story of a teenage criminal ring that used social media to recruit, rob, and ultimately kill their victims. Social media is often seen as a harmless platform for communication, entertainment, and networking. For teenagers, it's a gateway to friends, trends, and identity. But beneath the likes, comments, and messages can lurk dark intentions. This story illustrates just how dangerous seemingly innocent interactions can become when combined with ambition, deception, and a lack of moral compass. The ring in question didn't just commit petty theft. They orchestrated elaborate scams, targeted vulnerable individuals, and escalated to violent crimes that shocked the nation. Their age made them harder to suspect, their online personas made them relatable, and their tactics made them lethal. The formation of the ring, it began innocently, or at least, that's how it appeared. A few teenagers, drawn together by curiosity and shared frustrations, discovered they could exploit social media for personal gain. They learned to present themselves as trustworthy, fun, and appealing. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, they used every platform to project a persona that attracted attention. Within months, their network grew and their ambition escalated. What started as harmless pranks soon transformed into organized schemes. Each member of the ring had a role. One scouted victims, another manipulated trust through chat, one handled logistics, and others carried out thefts or intimidation. Social media allowed them to remain anonymous while monitoring their targets, creating a sense of invincibility. Targeting victims. Victims were chosen carefully. Some were affluent, others simply vulnerable. The ring scoured profiles for signs of wealth, isolation, or naivety. They gained trust by posing as peers, influencers, or potential romantic interests. Once trust was established, the plan escalated. Invitations to hang out, meet in person, or share private information became part of a trap. Victims rarely suspected danger after all. These were teenagers, friends, and seemingly harmless individuals. The robberies begin. The first phase was robbery. The teens lured victims to isolated locations or their own homes, using charm and coercion to obtain valuables. Cash, electronics, and personal property were taken, leaving victims shocked, confused, and afraid to report the incidents immediately. Their success emboldened them. Each robbery became more daring, each target more calculated. Social media wasn't just a tool, it was their playbook, strategy guide, and means of psychological manipulation. Escalation to violence. What began as theft soon escalated to violence. When victims resisted, threatened exposure, or refused cooperation, the teens turned to intimidation and assault. Some incidents were impulsive, others premeditated. The most horrifying evolution was murder. To eliminate witnesses, prevent identification, or simply assert dominance, the ring killed select victims. Their crimes were marked by cold calculation. Social media lured the targets, while careful planning executed the attacks. Recruitment tactics. The ring didn't just target victims, they recruited peers. Social media allowed them to identify other impressionable teens, promising money, thrills, or a sense of belonging. New recruits were indoctrinated into secrecy, learning the methods of manipulation, coercion, and violence. Each new member expanded the reach and efficiency of the ring. They shared techniques via private messaging apps, encrypted chats, and secret online groups. Recruitment wasn't just growth, it was a perpetuation of danger, creating a network of teens capable of escalating crimes beyond what any one individual could commit alone. Police awareness and investigation authorities first became aware of the ring after a series of missing teen reports and related robberies. Initially, the connections between the crimes were not obvious. Different cities, scattered victims, and minimal physical evidence. Digital forensics became critical. Investigators traced messaging histories, GPS locations, and social media interactions. Slowly, the pattern emerged, a coordinated network exploiting social media to locate, manipulate, and harm victims. Witness accounts and survivor testimonies provided additional clues. Some victims escaped, leaving behind descriptions, phone records, and screenshots that ultimately led to breakthroughs. The breakthrough clues. The investigation's turning point came when police intercepted encrypted messages showing plans for robberies and potential targets. These digital breadcrumbs proved the ring's premeditation and coordination. Surveillance, footage, phone metadata, and confessions from lower-level members helped authorities map the network. It became evident that the crimes were not isolated, but part of a systematic scheme with a hierarchy, training, and escalating violence. Psychological profile of the teens. Experts analyzing the ring noted a combination of entitlement, moral disengagement, and peer influence. The teenagers did not see their victims as real people, they were obstacles, sources of wealth, or tools for thrill. Social media amplified this detachment. Instant feedback, likes, and peer approval reinforced risk-taking and aggression. The anonymity and curated online identities allowed them to separate actions from consequences, fostering a sense of invincibility. Arrests and legal proceedings. Once the ring was identified, authorities moved quickly. Arrests were executed, targeting key leaders and recruiters first. Confessions, digital evidence, and witness statements built airtight cases. Court proceedings revealed the shocking depth of the crimes. Parents, families, and the public were stunned to learn how teenagers, seemingly ordinary, could orchestrate such calculated and violent actions. The trials also highlighted gaps in digital monitoring, peer accountability, and law enforcement readiness for online facilitated crime. Impact on victims and families. Survivors were traumatized, their trust in peers and online interactions shattered. Families faced grief, anger, and disbelief. Many struggled with long-term psychological effects, therapy needs, and the challenge of reclaiming a sense of safety. The broader community felt the ripple effect. Schools, social programs, and online platforms were forced to reconsider safety measures. Education about online predators, and mechanisms for reporting suspicious activity. Lessons learned. Several critical lessons emerge. Social media can be a tool for danger. Platforms designed for connection can be exploited for manipulation, theft, and violence. Teen vulnerability. Adolescents can be both perpetrators and victims, highlighting the importance of education, guidance, and supervision. Digital evidence is key. Phone records, messages, and online interactions are vital in modern investigations. Peer influence and group dynamics. Social pressure and desire for belonging can lead teens to commit crimes they would never consider alone. Early intervention matters. Recognizing warning signs, unusual behavior, or predatory patterns can prevent escalation before violence occurs. Psychological aftermath. The ring's arrests did not erase the trauma. Victims, families, and communities grappled with fear, anxiety, and the knowledge that seemingly ordinary teens could commit extraordinary violence. Therapy, counseling, and community support became essential for healing. Experts also noted that the arrested teens faced psychological consequences, isolation, legal repercussions, and the stark reality of actions that could not be undone. Social media fame, peer approval, and thrill-seeking had been replaced with guilt, fear, and legal accountability. The role of online anonymity and deception. A key factor that enabled the teen ring's crimes was the anonymity social media provides. Fake profiles, pseudonyms, and private messaging allowed them to hide their true identities while gaining victims' trust. This digital disguise made it easier to manipulate, intimidate, and target individuals without immediate suspicion. It also complicated investigations, as police had to track online behavior across multiple platforms to piece together the network. This point underscores how anonymity can be exploited for criminal intent, turning harmless interactions into dangerous traps. The story of this teenage criminal ring is a chilling reminder of how technology, social influence, and human psychology can intersect with terrifying consequences. What started as casual social media, interactions escalated into organized crime, manipulation, and murder. It's a cautionary tale for parents, educators, and teens themselves. Vigilance, education, and awareness are critical in a world where online interactions can have real-life, devastating effects. Digital tools can connect, inform, and inspire, but they can also be weaponized by those willing to exploit trust and vulnerability. The teen ring that used social media to recruit, rob, and kill their victims left a mark that will not soon be forgotten. Their crimes are a stark reminder that online connections are not always harmless, that peer influence can have deadly consequences, and that modern investigations must adapt to the digital age. Social media may bring the world together, but as this case proves, it can also be the stage for darkness lurking just beneath the surface.